is Angelique with My Angelique Christelle Reviews, doing another Walking Dead review for this past Sunday, Season 9, Episode 13, Chokepoint. Before I get started, you guys, we only have 3 episodes left before the season finale. I'm having heart palpitations because I really needed this to be a lot longer. Anywho, getting into this week's episode, I'm just going to do some basics of the things I liked about the episode. And then you tell me, give me your feedback on what you think is going to happen over the course of the next 3 episodes. Let's get started. Love the fact of this Daryl and Connie duo that includes Dog, of course. Connie is really smart and she's intuitive just like Daryl is. So they make a great combination together as far as managing to get Harry and Lydia out of the Whisperers camp. And of course, you know, Lydia is doing the best she can. She likes some of these people. Not all these Whisperers are bad to Lydia. So she just wants to basically get away from Alpha. She's been tortured. So she just basically wants to get away from her. So I think she may have an issue when it comes to protecting some of the Whisperers, not necessarily Alpha or Beta. I don't think she has any allegiance to them, but I think for some of those people, she is going to have a hard time picking a side. So you see that very much in this episode. She's willing to give Daryl the information on Beta. You know, she said, no, Alpha's not going to come for me. Beta's going to come for me. That's what Lydia told Daryl. He said, good. Which one should I be more afraid of? Either Alpha or Lydia. Alpha or Beta. And Lydia says, Beta. He said, fine. That's the one I'm taking out first. So, he and Connie, basically, they get into the safe house, the safe place that Connie has been to before. She knows the ins and outs. She even has like a little secret, little under the floor, little place where you can hide out that has water, a first aid kit, and so forth. So, basically, Connie and Daryl go through setting that whole place up, awaiting the arrival of Beta and some other Whisperers. So that's one part of it. Then you have the Kingdom, Ezekiel, Carol, Jerry. Apparently Jerry got jumped with some other people from the Kingdom by these other guys. This Western group. And they look like a bunch of old school bad guys from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay, for some of you who may not know that movie, what was the latest movie with Denzel? Gosh, it's a Western. The bad guys in a Western. That's essentially these guys. So they were the ones behind the symbol last week. I thought it was the Whisperers, but it was these guys. So they basically wrote a nice little letter to Carol and Ezekiel saying, you know, anybody coming to your festival on these roads, we're basically going to jack unless you give us some food and some supplies. So Carol was like, well, they seem pretty respectable. They wrote a grammatically correct letter. Let's go have a conversation with them. So Carol, Ezekiel, Jerry, they pack up. They go down there to these Westerners. And Ezekiel's like, we're not going to give you what you want. But I tell you what, we want to offer you a job. Keep our roads safe for the festival, and you could come into the festival. And they were like, well, why do we want to come to a festival? Essentially, you know, Carol and Ezekiel explained, this is a festival or a marketplace for trade. You bring in some of your supplies, we give you some of our supplies. It's a trade kind of type of event. So they weren't feeling that. They were like, why don't we just take what you got? So, okay, Carol offered up another deal. When was the last time you saw a movie? And they chuckled to themselves, but the next thing you see, these guys are coming into the Kingdom with their horses, tipping off hats. So, all right, we got some folks working for us at the Kingdom, which is good. We're going to need that because you know who's going to be coming to the Kingdom looking for Lydia and trying to take some stuff. You already know. We saw scenes from before. We already know what's going to happen with that. So, what was the next thing? Tara and those guys, they were up to doing something, they were bringing stuff to Carol for the festival and, you know, hugging it out and doing all that stuff. You know, hey, how you doing? It's been a while. But the best part of this episode, you guys, and I didn't know it was coming this week. I thought it was going to come like maybe in 2 weeks. But the fight between Daryl and Beta. And Beta is massive, okay? He has to be like 7 feet tall. And Daryl got to be about 5'9". And so physically, you're like, oh man, Daryl gonna get worked over. But Daryl had an advantage. He had the blueprint to this building and understood where everything was before Beta got there. So basically, his smarts outwitted Beta's massive physical stature. And when I tell you, Daryl was able to push the Beta into a elevator shaft, and he had to go down 2 or 3 stories. So I was like, oh, we done with Beta. Let's move him right along. But in typical Hollywood fashion, you guys, I already knew he was kin to your favorite horror folks. I said he was Jason, because Jason got 20 lives. Somebody said Mike Myers because of Beta stature. Well, sure enough, Beta manages to wake up from the fall, looks around, so you know he's getting ready to get out of that elevator shaft. How does that happen, you guys? How does it happen? He fell at least 2 or 3 stories. In the real world, he would either be dead or he would be severely crippled, spine broken, and he would be laying in an elevator shaft, and he probably would die from his wounds in a matter of hours or days. He would be dead. He would be dead. But you guys, he woke up. So next week, they're going to run, basically, Daryl and Connie are going to go to Alexandria to get Michonne's help to try to fight the Whisperers. So we already know Michonne is freaking out because whatever has happened in the past has got her on edge. Then you see her shouting for Judith. So I say all this to say, if Judith comes up missing, if Alpha or Beta decides they want to get froggy and snatch up Judith, since they got Lydia, it's going to be a problem in this apocalypse. Okay, because you're going to have Michonne, you're going to have Carol, you're going to have Daryl, and lastly, you're going to have Negan. Because Negan is not going to sit up there and just let somebody take Judith. He can talk all the junk he want to. When it comes to them Grimes kids, Negan is all in. Negan would break out Lucille, and he would be trying to find Judith himself. I guarantee you, they can all disagree with Negan, but when it comes to the safety of Judith, they gonna all agree, and it's gonna be a fight. And so I'm ready to see that. You guys tell me what your thoughts are on the next couple of episodes. We've only got 3 left. So they can only do so much in these last 3 episodes. We know the festival's going to take place. You know something's getting ready to happen in Alexandria. So tell me your thoughts. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And we will do this again next week. Peace.